Oh, that works. That works. Oh, are we live?
Yeah.
We're live.
Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to this weekend's update on Indian Lake. You're live on the upper deck.
How's everybody doing today? I'm trying to pull this up on my phone, so bear with Slow and Poke McGee here. Anybody been out fishing this morning? Oh, there we go. Hold on here. All right.
All right, now we're all
There it
set.
is. Sweet. Well,
So we
welcome
we
everyone.
figured we'd bring you up here on the upper deck up here. You got a great view. Beautiful Indian Lake, Ohio. This is probably the best scenic spot on the lake, I would think.
It's one of two places that I
Only
know
two.
of that are just absolute awesome. The only a better place you can see sunsets and sunrises, where here you only get to see the sunset. So
Guys, I tell you what, if you have not been out here fishing the last couple days, you are missing out on a lot. Boy, I tell you, it's my arm's sore. No kidding. We've been smashing fish left and right. This is the report that we've been waiting on. We wanted to bring you that hot bite report. And what a better weekend to bring that to you. We've got a lot going on this weekend, and Tosh can tell you a lot about what's coming up today. There's a there's a catfish tournament coming up, and
well, before we get into catfish tournament, let's just go back 1 week ago today. 1 week ago Saturday. We were out here and we told everybody with the weather turning, watch for the lake to go crazy this next coming week with the 80-degree weather, with the winds dying down at night. Just watch for it. There's not any real rain coming in, and just everything. Just like us humans, we were waiting for the lake. We were waiting for the weather. We were all on our edge. Our boats wanted to get out. Our kayaks wanted to get out. Kids wanted to jump in, play in the water. Everybody and everything, including fish, wanted to get out.
yeah, we've been waiting on that. We just needed a good solid week of something being stable
Yeah,
instead of up and down, and it's here, folks.
it's here.
And if you've looked at any of the Facebook pictures, live streams, especially on Tasha's page, I mean, they're plastered everywhere, and there's a lot that you haven't seen that we have recorded, and you'll get to see that coming up.
We got a
But
lot of raw stock footage. Yes, we've thrown lots of fish up. And I'm sure there's the people out there they're just posting every single fish they catch. There's 3 or 4 hours where they don't catch anything. We don't see anything.
it was
We don't
nonstop.
throw every single fish we catch up. If it's something, I mean, yeah, we probably do go live a little excessively time to time, but that's just keep interest. We have a lot of raw stock footage. I have not been focusing so much on catfishing. I did focus on catfishing earlier when we all knew it was too early for flathead, and I was catching lots of nice channels, and the channels were decent sized channels. What I also discovered then is one of my favorite things about being an angler is there's a challenge out there that I wasn't very good with, and that was with the bass population that was increasing in front of my seawall, the perch population that was in front of my seawall increasing, and just running different types of stuff other than flathead gear. So we kind of just straight delved into paddle tails. I didn't even pull a whole lot, Smith wicks. I wanted to stay away from the Smith wicks. I wanted to stay away from treble hooks. So a lot of jigs suspended from bobbers, a lot of jigs suspended from slip bobbers, a lot of just deadline jigs,
Staying right above the weeds.
staying above the weeds, stepping down your jig, 1/16, 1/32, 1/64, all types of little jigs, gold colored, just all different colors. And we fine tuned that pretty much through this week. And that panfish bite, that perch bite, that's the lifeblood of any lake. Bass, predator fish. They're going to eat shad, and they're going to eat fry, and they're going to eat bluegill. But that's the smallest fish. That is the basis for the flatheads. And everybody's wondering why you haven't seen any flatheads.
right. And for example, I think it's yesterday morning. My days are all mixed up. They're all fish.
It's Saturday, Mike.
um,
It's Saturday morning.
I got up. I think I got up a little bit earlier than Tosh, and I come out to the seawall, sat down, and it was. I had to get on the phone. I think I called. Yeah, I did call Tosh. I said, "You need to get over here and get you some of this action." It was nonstop action again. It fired right up. You could not keep a fish off your hook. As soon as it hit the water, it was gone. I mean, they were just on fire. Nice sized perch, bluegills, bass, saugeye. The saugeye bite, the saugeye been turning on at night, and I caught saugeye.
And the
during
downfall
day.
just started 2 days ago. So saugeye guys, it's good now. It's slowing down, at least in my area. So get out there.
Yep, they're out there. Like I said, I've always been lucky right here. You see that sun coming over. It's just starting to set over there on the other side of the lake. You just start throwing. That's time to get some of them saugeye. The white bass go crazy about that time sometimes. You just never know what you're gonna get. But I'm pretty lucky at pulling a saugeye in about that time, or even just a little bit earlier.
So what did we learn then today? What time of the day should we not try to really fish, because
Well,
it's not the best time
If
to
you
fish?
ever notice, if I'm down here doing something with Tosh, there's a little bit of slack time when we go run around and do some things that maybe he wants to do or we need to get done or whatever. And that's usually around lunchtime, clear to 3 o'clock for sure. But
At least 3 o'clock.
5 o'clock, man, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And down here at the lake, 5 o'clock means it's time to start fishing again. That hottest part of the day's starting to leave. The sun's starting to set. And right now, that's very important because this water is pretty much crystal clear out here. So, you get the boats out there that they'll get it tainted just a little bit. They'll turn some stuff up, and it may turn it just a little bit, which is good.
Yeah.
You know.
Crystal
And
clear water is not the absolute best for fishing.
yeah, yeah.
I do enjoy it, but it's not the best.
If you could see the fish, they can see you.
You got to
you
do
know.
a lot more rod to lure work when crystal clear waters. It's a lot more finesse fishing in crystal clear waters because you just can't pull it through and hope that they strike at it. They'll notice the small inconsistencies. That's the times when you got the extra little line on your jig because you didn't totally unwrap the last knot and you got that little tag line that might poke them. Clear waters when they'll run up and look at that and be like,
Yeah, and then you got the sun beating down on that crystal clear water, and that can make them inactive. They're waiting for it to cool off just a little bit and get dark. And I was looking at Moundwood yesterday. Moundwood's not crystal clear. It's a milky, chocolate milky looking. So that's guys, if you're not fishing, you need to get out there. You're missing out. There's no doubt about it.
and speaking of Moundwood being chocolate milk, that's the great thing kind of about Indian Lake is no matter what style of fishing you like, you can find it. You can find dark water somewhere. You can find clear water. You can find weedy water. And I said weedy water is really easy to find right now. But there's still the open pockets of, deeper open water. Some of them are easier to get to. Some are not so easy to get to. Without giving any spots away just because it's a tournament night. I kind of scoped out and, I can confirm there's plenty of bank spots where as long as you can cast 20 yards out, you're up and over weeds. It's deep enough. Just like out here where I've shown in my thing, the weeds, if you're standing on the shore and you see the weeds 20 feet out, you don't see the pockets behind that 20 feet that are just wide open for 40, 50 feet. There are huge pockets that are open, and It takes some scouting and it takes some reading of the water. And right now, when the water's this calm, it's the best time to get out there with polarized glasses, get a high vantage point, read the top of the water, and that'll tell you where you can fish and where the fish will be.
And I kind of wanted to address something again too. You know, you get on a bunch of the Facebook group pages. You know, some of them are good. Some of them you got guys on there smart asses that really don't want to help nobody with nothing. You know, that kind of gets old. But you know, there's always people on there talking about the weeds, the weed problem, weeds, weeds, weeds. I have no problem fishing this.
We're
You
not
know,
saying weeds are a great thing, because yes, weeds will eventually choke this lake out like none other. It will. My personal thought belief is, well, by the time it gets so bad that really it does have a impact that somebody outside of Facebook notices, long before that, one of these big name families up here, one of these big name visitors up here, one of these people that have big money invested that don't live here full time, they're going to make a donation to the ODNR, just like, I forget their name, but they made a donation last year. Um, one of these residents, and here, one thing I wanted to kind of touch on: negativity in other groups, negativity in these groups. There's a lot of negativity that's, oh, the economy's going to suffer, the lake's going to suffer.
it's thriving.
Indian Lake has been here for 100 years, and it was dead when the amusement park was coming into town. It's just going to ruin the lake. It was
Uh,
dead when the amusement park left the lake. It's just going to ruin the lake. It
I
was dead in the 90s. It was dead.
I've watched this lake. I practically lived down here all the time with my grandfather on this lake. On this lake, you know, when I was a kid. I remember the amusement park. You
This
know,
lake will take care of itself. Somebody will step up within our community, because that's what we do here at Indian Lake. It'll take care of itself. The longtime lifeblood residents, no concerns. A lot of the longtime lifeblood businesses, no concerns. Tourism turns itself over and over and over. So the people that are leaving today, I'm replacing some of them with new people through things like this, and not just me, but every business. Summertime boat rentals. They just opened up a boat rental. Wave runners, paddle boards. You can find it on there. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact everything of it, but that's a brand new business opened up this year. Um, we'll talk about the hotel. It's opening up. I hate it, but it's a brand new business. So things like that are what's going to keep Indian Lake economies alive, and people like me who won't leave for nothing. And we will. I don't work here. I commute, so I bring money outside the region back here and I spend it. Lots of us do that. We will have an hour-long, 2-hour commute to live here. So I don't want anybody to worry about the economy at Indian Lake. Nobody should really worry about the fishing at Indian Lake. These weeds, if untreated, they will become way, way, way too fishable. But we're talking about 5, 6, 7 years of absolutely nothing being done.
and that weed cutter's out there
It's out
working.
there. It's working.
There's two of them that was
3 of them.
working. Well,
There's two of them that was working the South and West Bank, but there's
Right.
3 of them that we have now, and supposed to have a fourth, I believe.
Yeah, when I
They are working, maybe not as much as we all would like, but once again, that's not up to the workers. That's not up to our local state. That's decided by people at the top level.
and the last time I remember, I think they was looking for help. They was looking
Yeah.
for somebody to operate.
They're always
weed
looking
cutter.
for help. They always have ads out
So-
there. The state parks departments was always looking for help. Anybody that needs a job, there's hundreds of jobs around here. There really is lots of jobs around here. Um,
And-
but why they're not being fulfilled is another topic.
There's all kinds of new type of businesses coming in to this lake. There's entrepreneurs everywhere.
Yes, there are entrepreneurs
Um,
everywhere. People building all types of stuff. Bury Aquatics. That's a new entrepreneur thing. He seen a need for it. I spoke with the guy. He didn't see a need for it necessarily on Indian Lake, just Indian Lake, but in the private pond sector. So he's been out here. That's not chemicals. That's mechanical removal. Weeds do grow back. Nobody's going to argue that. But he's getting a second machine. and it should be here. These machines are awesome. As much as I've said and what we all thought he builds them, these machines are engineered from Sweden. So Swedish engineering and Finland engineering, they're pretty smart with stuff like this, bogs and whatnot. And he's got a second machine. His business is going to double. I'm hoping our neighbors keep him pretty busy because that's a great alternative, and it's going to help the state. It'll also help the state go. So
On the fishing end of it, real quick, if you're coming down here to fish, I'll give you a little tip here. Get you some wax worms, small jig, some minnows. Tip them small jigs. You're gonna catch just about anything and everything fishing that way right now. Unless you're like Brian Neff and you just bear hook anything that crosses its path. So
Brian has great cadence from the rod tip to the lure. That he can make anything look alive to a fish. That's what we're talking about when we clear water. You gotta get your lure just to work just right, and it's hard to do without meat. Brian's got that down. So, but on to the tournament. Today is
it's tournament day, folks.
Tournament day. It's the second annual Indiana Lake Bank Blowout. I'm going to continue this bank tournament. This will be one of actually 3 tournaments I'm going to do next year.
Right there, if you can see that shirt.
Squat down a little bit. Yeah, there you go. These shirts are for sale and available up at Jeans. The ones that say Cat Crew, we're the guys that are going to be hosting, putting it on. They're the ones that are volunteering, working with us. But you can get just the regular Indian Lake shirts up at Jeans. I do believe they're $25. Today's tournament is the bank only tournament. This will be one that I'm carrying on to next year. I will do 3 tournaments next year: the bank tournament, the annual tournament, and then a benefit tournament. I'm going to leave the 2-day tournaments I have scheduled this year out next year. I also believe there's way too many tournaments on this lake, so I really only wanted to throw 3 to 4. The annual one got tossed up, so I'm adopting that one, and I'm gonna throw 2 more. Today's tournament begins at 6 p.m. It runs into 2 a.m. You can sign up right now up at Jeans. $20 entry, $1,000 pot. Guaranteed prize money for first place is $600. Oh, here, I forgot.
You got to look at this. This is a awesome piece right here.
So, thanks to Mad Cats, Matt Knight. So thank you, Mad Cats. Thank you, Matt Knight. Matt Knight, we talked. Very nice guy. Over the course of the winter, he's seen kind of what I was doing, so I hit him with the, hey, do me a favor, sponsor my tournaments. I want to put the best rods on earth name onto my tournaments because I do fully support what they're doing in the industry and how much that man gives back to the angling industry. So he said, yeah, not a problem. So we have 4 Mad Cat Gold Rush rods here. These are heavy action. I like the heavies that have been donated. The first place winner of today's tournament will receive that and $600. Now, the polygraph money is not coming out of that $1,000 prize money. That's $1,000 minimum going back to the anglers. If we have 50 people or less, it's a guaranteed $1,000. For every person that enters after 50, their whole entry fee goes to the prize. So if we have 100 people enter, that's a $2,000 prize pot split 60, 30, 10, first, second, third.
Guys, these folks stepped up to the plate and they wanted to make sure that your pot was big and all the fees didn't go into other stuff.
The production costs, the overhead costs, the polygraph costs. I collect donations, sponsorships, and when we don't have enough, we invest into our own and into what we believe in. So we're putting this on, and we're not taking anything away from your guys' entry fee. So please come on out, show your support, jump in to these tournaments. $20, and even if you get third place, you won 5 times your money. You know, I can't tell you odds because that'll depend on how many people get in. But
And it's going to be a great night out there for a
oh, yeah.
tournament.
Today's weather, we are going to get some rain, pop up isolated thunderstorms. Those will begin about 3 o'clock. 50% is all it is, maxed out. And they'll end about 9 o'clock.
And that's if it even.
That's if it even gets here or
Right.
even hits us hard. So 3 hours roughly of the tournament, 6 to 9 o'clock hour, might have some pop-up thunderstorms. But what happens when we have pop-up
Could
thunderstorms?
be a big advantage.
Pressure drops. And then from 9 o'clock to 2 a.m. it's clear. So that's 5 hours.
And they've been getting some nice flatheads here the last
Oh, yeah.
couple nights. So
There has been I won't say names, but I got other than everybody's seen Teddy and Travis's, they've seen their flatheads, they've got pictures on them. Good job, guys. They've got them. I have a buddy that was out, he got back-to-back 24s in a half an hour. 23, 24. So they're out there and they did just turn on and I haven't focused on it. So I do apologize, but I like the challenge. I like to learn different skill sets. So perch and bass was my skill set, and I'm still working on it. I'm not Brian yet. I am not Brian yet.
yeah, man,
So
you can pull them out of there.
if you ain't got nothing to do on the weekends, get on out here, Indian Lake. Come, we got 3 beaches: State Park Beach, well, 2 public beaches and State Park Beach, Fox Island Beach, Oldfield Beach. Plenty of great restaurants, great places to stop at. The weeds, they're here. People are boating though. They're getting across this water just fine. Listen to your alarms. Watch for your exhaust pee hole in your motor. If you don't know how to boat, learn a little bit. It's not hard. A lot of people are getting out enjoying the water. It does take a little bit of slowdown, and it is a learning curve.
We
So
watched a lot of pontoons out here.
we've seen some being towed back, but we've
Yep.
seen even more. We've seen more
Out there-
speedboats than anything.
Out there revving their motors up and trying back up. You get a bunch of weeds wrapped up on there, take them out the way they come in. Back up a little bit.
And
Don't
then
get 'em off
while
there.
you blow them off the back of your motor, make sure your exhaust hole is peeing. And if you start hearing an alarm, I don't know how many times we've seen it and heard it. Pontoons going across, the alarm's going off. If your alarms are going off, stop and assess your boat. Find out why it's going off. So the lake has weeds. The weeds are at the top. The lake is still passable. Plenty and plenty of people are driving boats all over the water on the lake. Don't let it scare you.
Yeah, big old shout out to what is it, Boaters Helping Boaters?
Boaters
out
Helping
here.
Boaters, John West, Boaters Helping Boaters. Check them out on Facebook. Do a great service for Indian Lake.
Yep, them guys are doing. Well, he's pretty much doing that on his own out here. You know, helping people out, getting them towed off the lake, and you know, most of the time, you know, nothing's real serious, but you know, there's always that case where something could be serious, and you need somebody like that. So, thank you.
Well,
Great
let's see.
service.
Any questions, you guys? Any questions about fishing? We've been on here about 24 minutes. I got about 6 minutes until we got to go to the next. Yeah, I got a busy day today.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to cut you short, but we thought we'd bring you a great update on everything, man. Get out here, get fishing. If you want to do that tournament, if you've never been into one before, you don't know what you're missing either. Get out here, you can sign up at Jeans today, or you can come out to Moundwood State Park at the Shelter House and sign up at before
We'll
or
be
at
there
6
by-
o'clock.
You can start signing up at the Shelter House. We'll probably be there by 4, to be honest with you. I know I'll guarantee be set up and ready by 5. But we're going to be up and out of that Shelter House, in and out all day. Come by, stop in, say hi. We'll be doing some fishing after we get things set up. Stop up there. Say hi. Let's grow the angling community of Indian Lake.
Hey, I thank all of you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the view and the update. We will see you Wednesday for your midweek report. Tight lines.
And solid hooks, that's y'all.